Hello and welcome to Maths with Jacob. This lesson will focus on percentages as fractions, worksheets. This video presents a few slides where we have some worksheets and we're going to practice changing percentages to fractions. Now, if you don't have an idea or you've forgotten what to do, there is a lesson on this topic. When you get to the final slide on this video, there is a link. Press the link and it will take you to the lesson, and that explains how to do each and every one of these examples. Let's quickly look at some of these examples. We're changing 70% to a fraction. Now the lesson explains, for example, that something like that is 70 over 100. Of course, that's what percentage means. It means you put the number over 100. We also show how to simplify that, how to write that in simplest form. Okay, so I won't do that for you because you can always click on the lesson if you need help. All these are the same, except now that we have some decimals here. We've introduced some decimals. So if we look at, for example, number 12, okay, we'll have, using the same rule, 9.4 it is. So we've got 9.4, that's for number 12, over 100. Okay? So that's what 9.4% means. Now the idea is to change that number and this number to a whole number. So you have to remember how to do that. You multiply top and bottom by a certain number, and that'll change the top and the bottom to a whole number. Then you look at it carefully and see if you can simplify it. And the lesson says, if you look at the lesson, it says you must simplify it if you're able to do so. Let's look at the next slide. Now here, the only difference here is we have changing the percentages to mixed fractions. So when you have 150%, for example, we know that's 1 because it's over 100%. Because it's between 100 and 200, it is 1, that's the whole number. So you just look at the 50%, just look at that part, and that is 50 over 100. And then all you do is simplify that part. So that'll be 1 and something, and that section there, that will be simplified. Finally, let's have a look at this one here, for example. Now this one here, this is tricky. 117.5%. Now you have 117.5. So every time you've got 100, that's 1. So that's the 100 part. Excuse me. Now you've got 17.5 left. So it's 1 and 17.5 over 100 for that part there. So all you do, you work on the excuse me, you work on this section here, that part there, and you simplify it as much as you can, and the answer becomes 1 and this fraction in simplest form. So finally, the link on the next slide will take you to the lesson if you need any help. So this video has given us a few slides where we've been able to do some exercises and we've had some practice in changing percentages to fractions and percentages to mixed fractions.